For those of you who live in this part of the world, and I guess lots of other parts of Texas and the US, this weekend apparently is going to be pretty cold, so there's warnings everywhere. Things are being canceled. So, and in line with that, Creative Life Spiritual Center has decided that the service on Sunday will be online only. Therefore, Reverend Jesse will be, let me see. Oh, yes, he will be actually doing this service from home. So it'll be a talk. So there'll be no music, etc., etc. So he's going to be at home. He will do the Sunday talk. And you can get that directly on Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page. And later, Reverend Lisa, my colleague, will upload it to YouTube. So there we are. So that's just to make sure we get the announcements out. Start by taking a deep breath. Just let it go slowly. Well, let's just look and see what Reverend Margaret's got for us for today. It's actually called My Own Company. And the first quote, of course, as always this month, is from Emerson's Essays. This one is on page 128. And Emerson says, "Let us approach and admire beauty, whose revelation to man we now celebrate." So human beings, yes, we're able to appreciate beauty. Do other animals? The answer is we don't know. Sometimes I think we are too big for our own boots, and we're the only creatures on the planet that can appreciate a lot of things, but I'm sure that's not true. There's lots of intelligent creatures, some very intelligent, such as elephants, but especially, the octopus is extremely intelligent. So, and of course, some primates. But do they appreciate it the way we do? Right now, we don't know. Maybe we'll never know. And Ernest Thomas takes it more personal. He says the infinite is personal to every soul who believes in the infinite. So if you believe in the divine, the infinite, God, Spirit, however you want to call it, then you are able to have a personal relationship with that oneness. And that's actually from the Science of Mind textbook on page 334. Now this is Reverend Margaret Stortz. There must be something so wonderful in us that makes our own company precious and much desired. If we think any less of ourselves than this, well, we miss recognizing the source of our being, and she capitalizes source. There are those of us who've not somehow known of our innate spirituality. Some of us have grown up with a sense of brokenness, unaware of the integrity of our own being. She says, if this be so, it calls for imminent healing and self-awakening, for no mistaken sense of self should keep us from the pleasure of knowing who we are. It is not that we may not need to heal some mistaken ideas or behaviors within us. This often goes along with simply being human and having picked up some antisocial or self-defeating habits along the way. This is just parts of our growing up, so to speak. But no serious or permanent healings can take place if we erroneously believe that we are basically flawed. Study and spiritual practices can enable us to uncover our basic spirithood, that we are spiritual beings. From this discovery forward, we can live fuller, more beautiful, more effective, more joyous lives than ever. We will no longer be hampered by some shadow of unworthiness, but rather will be fully able to receive and use all the gifts of the Spirit. We're meant to be fully realized, fully creative beings, enjoying our humanity, contributing our special insights to life. So, Science of Mind in particular, and New Thoughts in general, do not believe that we are born flawed. Religions like Islam do not believe that we're born flawed. Large segments of Christianity do believe that we're born flawed. However, that's not what Jesus said. He said, "You are the light of the world." And if he had thought that we were, and Judaism also doesn't believe we're born flawed. And remember, Jesus was a Jew. So Jesus himself did not preach that we are unworthy creatures. So I don't know what your personal religious beliefs are, but my belief is that we're not born flawed. Not in the sense that religion often promotes. We are parts of the group human subconscious, and the group human subconscious mind has picked up a lot of erroneous stuff along the way. It's been around for a long time. How long? Keeps changing. At least 100,000 years, maybe 200,000 years. We don't know. But the group human subconscious mind has a lot of erroneous ideas in it. And in that sense, we kind of pick some of these up along the way. And also, we pick a lot of stuff up as we're growing up that it just isn't true. You know, we're often told things about ourselves that aren't true. We're belittled sometimes by authority figures, teachers, sometimes parents or siblings, even friends. But the bottom line that Rev Margaret's saying is that we have to move along our spiritual journey and come to the conclusion that we are not born flawed, that we are okay, that we are spiritual beings in essence, and that we can have a relationship with that which is greater than we are. And if you need help doing this, then you have to reach out for it. Sometimes we cannot do things on our own. We need help from outside. Sometimes we don't, sometimes we do. If you need help coming to the conclusion and the realization that you are a being worthy of having a relationship with something greater than yourself, spirit I call it, then it's time to actually begin to move along that journey. And as I said, if you need help, reach out. Some of our classes actually help with this. Reach out to a practitioner, a minister, a counselor, a therapist, and if necessary, someone in the field of psychiatry who actually goes along with New Thought ideas. So those are my ramblings on this. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully around about 5 o'clock. Tomorrow should be a reasonable day. You know, it'll start getting colder later in the day, but I don't think the real weather hits till around about midnight. So I don't see any power outages. And in the event we get power outages, say I can't broadcast on Sunday or Creative Life can't, we will record our stuff. Reverend Lisa and Reverend Jesse and myself will record our stuff, and then we'll put it up there for when it's available for everybody. So one way or another, we will have our stuff available this weekend. So I'm just knowing for each and every person here a safe weekend, a safe next week, and a return to normal in these parts and other parts before too long. So more and more I enjoy the God-realized person I truly am. That's a good affirmation. I cannot contend the energies that are mine. I cannot contend the energies of I cannot contend the energies that are mine. Think about it. Just cogitate on that one and see where you come with it. Okay? So until next time, namaste.